Welcome, everybody. I'm Craig Ferrantino, president and founder of Craig James Financial Services. We help people retire, we help people manage their money, and we certainly help people getting through life. One of the best things about getting through life is that we have our own Portia Randall, who's our food designer, as well as our service assistant. We're so happy to have her in the office. This is one of the, aside from answering calls and dealing with people's issues, she's also great at designing food. So for today, we want to encourage, if you have a few moments, like to put together something for St. Valentine's Day. And she's going to show you how to design a lovely charcuterie board, which I think will be something that you could always take. Now, if you catch this as a video, you could always replay it and see exactly what she does. And she'll be giving tips along the way. We'll be answering some of your questions as we go live. Well, anyway, without further ado, my mouth is watering. We have some gabagool here. We got some beautiful prosciutto di Parma and a bunch of other food, and Portia will walk you through it. And we're going to set up the most beautiful charcuterie board. I have no idea what she's going to make, so I am so excited to see what's going to happen. I'll turn it over to our lovely Portia Randall. Oh, my knees. I got to get a knee replacement.
Hello, everyone. Okay, so this is just in time for Valentine's Day, and back by popular demand, one of our older client appreciation events. I've done this a few times, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, one for the 4th of July. I think we did one for Thanksgiving as well. And it's just something fun to do for the wintertime, having guests over. And I love the idea of just bringing people together. So let's get started, okay? Alrighty, so first things first, I like to start from on your board, when you have it set and ready. I like to start from the larger item to the smallest. So for me, it's usually the cheese. So we have a nice soft brie, and I kind of like to go along with whatever the shape of the board is. So just align it here. And then I have, it's a honey fig goat cheese. And I'll just lay it down there so it doesn't get all sticky on your fingers. And the next is a white cheddar cheese, which I like to use because I think some people, kids love it too, but people like to have something that's a bit familiar on the board, and I don't think there's anything better than cheddar cheese. I used to be able to eat a whole bunch of this by myself as a child, but that's a secret. We can go further. So after the cheese, I always think the second largest thing on the board is usually going to be the meat. And that probably is the most important item. So I have some prosciutto that I've taken out of the package. I just rolled it up nice and gently. So this is usually how it's laid out in the package. And I just roll it easy, 1, 2, 3. And I think it's always good to keep in mind that people are going to be grabbing things off the board. So having things laid out, especially prosciutto because it's sticky, laid out on the board is a bit tricky. So I like to have it rolled, and you could just literally just grab it and go. So here we are. So we have that. Then my favorite, I purchased this capicola. The brand is Alps, and I like to make it just a little prettier, and Valentine's Day is cute too. Little flowers or flowerets. And I'll usually put it in between because I like it to have a nice little flow on the board, and I'll show you how I do that. So this is how I do one. I'll do it again, and then I'll show you how I'll make. It'll be like a little river flow. So you take it, it's nice and flat, grab the middle, and just push it up. And it makes like these little florets. And then you just lay them on top of each other, just one by one. Seems tedious, but once you get it, you'll start to do it faster and faster. Just do one, and we'll just group them together. Almost just like a meat bouquet, if you will, just in time for Valentine's Day. See, now we have about 3 or 4. See how it makes like a nice little flow? And then again, the idea is always to remember that people are going to grab and go. Because you don't want, there's nothing worse than when you're at someone's charcuterie board or you're just like fumbling and moving around. Here we go. So here's one. And then the last meat, I think I like it like this. The last one I have, it's another capicola, but it's spicy. This one was sweet. Same thing. And I like to kind of group things together so that you know what's what. See, here's our spicy bouquet. And maybe we'll have this one go the opposite direction. Okay. Really easy. And you see you're getting faster and faster, and I'll do this one slowly just one more time. So you take it, it's flat, you grab it from the bottom, or you can grab from the top as well, but just right in the middle, and then push it together, and it makes a little flowerette. There we go. This cute little bouquet of river meats. Right, let's see how nicely, see we're already filling up the board, which is great. All right, so from largest to smallest. So the next item I would grab, I like olives. Remember, it's still a charcuterie board. Even though it's Valentine's Day, I think we should have things that are complementary. So we can just stick a bunch of olives like right in the middle. That works for me. You know, like I'd rather have too much than too little. I don't think you can have too many olives though. But here we go. So that's for the olives. Now let's focus on more on the sweeter side. So let's get some fruit. Have some lovely strawberries. And I think it's so cute. You can cut the strawberry in half and it makes these cute little hearts. You just put them on display. Make sure they shine. Like a little star of the show. I think that's adorable. And I like to also include some figs, just because these are they're in season right now. So these are so great to have on the board. And figs I like to slice in half too, because they reflect so well on the board, going against the dark purple. All right, so now we have our cheese, meat, olive, we have some fruits, and then now we have those little smaller spaces, those smaller gaps. We're going from biggest to smallest, remember. So now we can start with little nuts. You just sprinkle them in anywhere you see gaps on the board. There we go. These are roasted walnuts. These are chopped in halves. And then I also have some pecans, which I think I'm going to squeeze in right here. We're playing with color, flavors, textures. We have sweet, savory, things that are smooth, things that are crunchy. You want variety for the palate. Like that's the whole point of a charcuterie board. You don't have to stay in one lane. And now, lastly but not least, just because I am strange, I still see gaps. So then I have these golden raisins. And you just drizzle them in. Anywhere you still see space, if you have space on your board, just get them in those little cracks. When I make my board, you're not going to see the bottom of it at all. And if you do, it's not done. So here we go. Just sprinkle those in anywhere you may see space. Just fill it up. Okay. And now,
Portia, we have a question or two from the audience.
Sure.
Do you have a second to address that?
Of course.
One question was, How did you get this done so quickly? No, that wasn't, that's the question. The real question is,
Mise en place.
would you put grapes or raspberries or anything else on this as well?
I think you can use raspberries. I don't use grapes on charcuterie boards just because they're hard to pick up. Like I'm always trying to consider someone's experience grabbing things. So grapes aren't what I would choose, but sure, you definitely can. And what was the second question? It was grapes or
The other
raspberries.
question,
Yes, raspberries for sure. I like any kind of berry. I just happen to choose strawberries. I actually have some blackberries here, but I didn't think we needed them today. So,
But you could substitute one for the other.
absolutely. I think you should go with whatever you love. Go with flavors that complement each other and go if you love raspberries over strawberries, go with the raspberries.
Okay.
Always. Always go with your palate.
One more question. What other cheeses have you worked with aside from the cheeses that you're working with now, which is
One of my
goat
favorite.
cheese, I guess, and the other one's a cheddar.
Yes, this is cheddar. This is a goat cheese. This is a brie. One of my favorite cheeses is the Hamburg Bog. I also like the brie that you love as well, the triple cream brie Saint Angel.
Saint Angel, very good,
Mhm.
yes.
It's become one of my faves. I love aged Manchego.
Mm.
That's a good 12-year, just Manchego, just yes. The answer is yes.
There's a couple of those cheeses that have like an orange to yellowish color. I'm thinking of maybe
Gouda?
Gouda. Gouda is Gouda for you. There's also much aged Gouda gets more orangey, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a Mimolette that's a darker orange too. It's also very unique. One of
Mm-hmm.
the hardest cheeses to cut.
Yes. Like yeah, it is. And
All right, that's with the questions. I'm sorry to interrupt. We just had some audience.
no, we're wrapping up. I feel like your board should be coming together. It should look full. I love that it just looks luscious and overflowing. It should never skimp on a charcuterie board. I feel like that's a no-no in my book. I feel like that's the only mistake you can truly make when putting one together. Alrighty.
Do you move this charcuterie board, Portia, or do you leave it where it is? Is it movable?
I like to set up wherever I am having everything displayed, but you definitely can. See, we can pick this board up easily. Because that's why we started from largest to small, except for my little roses. But yes, they're easily movable.
It's like Montauk daisies. What kind of flowers did you pick?
They're edible flowers. You could also use these in tea.
They're edible?
Mhm.
Where did you get them from?
Simple things like you can grab these even off of Amazon. Use it easy from your grocery store. You can find them anywhere. But I like to use on my boards. I like everything to be edible. I don't like things. Yeah, you can.
You can eat that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of tuna fish, and you got it. It's a good meal. Right?
Yum.
Okay, good.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Any other questions?
Let's go to our director, John Paul. Do you see any questions from the audience?
No questions from the audience anymore.
Okay. I had a question here. It says, is this a white wine board or a red wine board, or it doesn't matter?
I'm not a sommelier. I would say I'm a Pinot Noir, red wine all day, every day, but you can also have white wine, I'm sure, but red wine.
And the other question they have is, if you had your choice, could you put some more dessert type stuff on here?
Sure. I have some macaroons, which are my favorite treat, Valentine's Day or not. And I think instead of the flowers, I think it makes a nice little dressing for the board.
So beautiful.
So instead we could just replace them. And I think that's so cute. See? Easy. Also have some little candies, these little heart-shaped gummies. And everyone recognizes those sweet treats with the cute little notes on them. The Kiss Me Gal Pal one says XOXO. There you go. These are all options for your boards. There's no real rules except having a skimpy board. That's the only rule that I go against. Okay.
Wow, this looks wonderful, Portia. I'm going to come into the camera here. Guys, this is the smell. You don't smell too much, except for a little bit here. It is wonderful. You can smell the olives. I can smell the prosciutto di Parma. I can smell the pecans as I'm standing over it. And it just, when something looks beautiful, it makes you want to eat it, and probably quicker than you normally would. So you hate to almost waste it, but if you're having people over, this is a great way to look at it. On behalf of all of us, our clients, and on me and everybody at Craig James Financial Services, I'd like to thank Portia Randall for coming in and sharing her gift with us. We truly, truly appreciate it, Portia. And will you do us one again for maybe Memorial Day weekend or something to that effect? We would love to have that. We'll put it on our website. Tell your friends about it. If they have any questions, you could always, don't email me because I don't know the answer, but email Portia at craigjamesfinancial.com. That's Portia at craigjamesfinancial.com. For all of us here at craigjamesfinancial.com, we wish you a happy, healthy, St. Valentine's Day. Thank you.
Bye.